Hello, it's Joe Glaser. This is the new Glaser bender, the BG convertible one that can be set up as either a B or a G, depending on which way you'd like to play it. Today, we're going to go over how to make that change, in this case from a G pull to a B pull. And going the other direction would be the same, you'd follow the same steps. Step one, we're going to loosen the top 4 strings and push them aside. For the next step, we're going to use a Phillips screwdriver in this case and remove the EB saddle, and the GB and the bender saddle. I'm going to pull the string out of the saddle because we're going to be replacing it. To do that, I straighten it out a little bit and just pull it loose. For this next step, we're going to turn everything over upside down in this bender finger because if you look at it, it's symmetrical. It's made to be turned over and used either as a B or a G. That means that we're going to remove and reverse these 2 set screws, and we're going to remove this little hinge pin and turn the finger over, flip it over, and use this hole as the new hinge pin hole. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this needle nose pliers to pull the hinge pin from the lower hole, turn the saddle over, put the finger in, and use what was the upper hole and is now the lower hole as the new hinge hole, as the new hinge pin location. Next, we're going to reverse the 2 set screws. That's the 441, and then using this double-ended Music City bridge tool, I'm going to pull the larger one and turn it over too. Thread it in. And then I'm ready to reinstall the bender finger in its new location. For the next step, we're going to use these 2 saddles laid out as they are. This is the high E, the B, which is now the bender string, and the G and D saddle and their respective intonation screws. Approximately where it belongs. And then I'm going to put the bender, the high EB saddle on. Keep in mind that the intonation screw for the B and G saddle goes in at a slight angle. It's slanted a little bit to resist string tension. That's about where it belongs. The last thing we're going to do is restring, set the intonation, and test the system. This is the G string which we're putting on. This is just like you would normally on any guitar. The last thing is we're going to put the B string through the bender saddle. And I'm going to show you a little trick to make it easy to put in. If you grab it in your hand and put a little curl into it, when you install it in the front of the bender finger, it'll come out really easily. And you just thread it through there, take it up to the neck, and put it on like you would normally. Because we've reversed these saddles, we've changed their places, we now need to reset the saddle heights. Which is pretty straightforward. I'm just doing it to eye, but I will go back and measure to make sure it's exactly where I want them to be. With the guitar basically in tune, I'm going to set the intonation, since that's certainly changed. I want to turn that just slightly. It's pretty darn close. Spot on. The last thing I need to do is, the bender is now on the B string, and I have to reset the stop. The stop is right here. This tunes the pitch, and I can hear that it's flat. So what I'm going to want to do is roll it this direction to give it a longer pitch range. And that actually just turned out to be about perfect. I'll check it on the tuner now. So it's still a little flat, but it's pretty close. And that's the entire process of changing from a G to a B. From a B to a G would be essentially the same thing, just ending up with the saddles in the order that we started out in. Thank you very much.